following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? I am so excited. It is Monday. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to our Vice President Amelia White. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Download the A-Star app. Whenever you have an opportunity, we want you to see all of the programming, all of the different features on A-Star. We have a lot of different programs other than mine. Also, if you would for me, can you please go like my Facebook page, YouTube, and Instagram page. And on today, we have a beautiful young lady from Ready to Love Series 3. She's one of the stars, Miss Wynter Patterson. Just to know a little bit about her, I wore my pink and green on today for Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority that she's part of. She's been 14 years as well as Vice President of J.P. Morgan Chase, native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, business psychology degree, her bachelor's at Stephen F. Austin, and she has a certificate of theology from Princeton University. Hello, lady. How you doing?
I am well. Thank you so
Wow.
much for having me.
I had to start reading some of those things, not all of them at this point. You have a lot more to go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You have done a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been fortunate to have some great experiences and great parents that encouraged me and pushed me. So life has been good.
How did we get to this point? How did we get started? Just along the way. And we can start after school and all of that. But I was very excited to know you have your bachelor's as well as a certificate in theology. I mean, wow, from Princeton.
And a master's of business administration. Don't forget that.
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk about it.
That was some work. All of it. I went to Stephen F. Austin, East Texas. Amazing experience. It wasn't an HBCU, but it certainly had everything that we could ever hope for in a predominantly white institution. But it was a great experience. I went on to complete my master's, and then after I finished my master's, I really wanted to learn more about God and how to share the word and how to preach and teach in a way that would engage people. And I got an opportunity to attend Princeton, which was just a wealth of knowledge and experience that I can't even describe. I'm so thankful for it.
Absolutely. And looking at that as you were going along your way, why those points? Why theology? Why J.P. Morgan Chase? As we're talking to young people now, why those aspects?
Well, when I graduated from college, my degree was in business psychology, which is, kind of high level human resources. Um, And so what I wanted to do was to be a consultant, but I needed to get in with a company that was going to give me the skills that I need in order to consult and be able to, consult with an HR department. And so I got hired by JP Morgan Chase, and that took a life of its own. It became my career working as a sales executive, small business manager, managing very, very large teams in the most affluent areas of Houston. And that kind of shaped my career. And now, circle back after 14 years with Chase, I am in consulting now. And so it all came full circle, and everything that I learned at Chase just made me better at what I do.
I tell you, but Vice President of Chase? Let's not
Yes.
leave that part out. That was the big part I saw. I was like, wow, that's amazing. As we're looking at that, what did you learn along the way?
I learned a lot about how to deal with people. The hardest and the most rewarding part of management on any level is working with people
Hmm.
and understanding how to deal with different personalities. And that those are skills that take you through life. You know, you can't talk to everyone the same way. You have to tailor your approach, tailor, different experiences based on the person that you're speaking with. And so that helps you in relationships, that helps you
Yes.
with jobs, and just, anything that you want to do in life. So that was probably my biggest blessing and takeaway from that.
Absolutely. What I love about you, and I looked at a lot of your videos, and I'm so proud of you because you really
Yeah.
empower women. You step on that platform and you tell people, young women as well as older women, how to self love, how to love themselves, how to be in the present and at the moment in such a spiritual way as well as a relevant way as far as daily life. Why so?
I've always had this desire to help people and to teach healing and help people live their very best life. And I told God once I got to the age of maturity and really understanding, my feelings. I said, God, everything that you give me, every book I experience you give me, everything that I learn, I want to take it and give it back to your people so that they can heal, so that they can grow. And so I made this vow that I would live this transparent life, and God has given me the opportunity to speak into women.
Hmm.
Um, and it gives me great joy. Like, we all go through situations that cause us to forget our value. No matter how far along in self growth and self confidence that you are. And so I get the opportunity to get with women and just remind them of their value and talk about self love and the importance of forgiveness and moving beyond shame and regret. And it is just a labor of love completely.
I love that because you speak to women about their queendom and you talk
Absolutely.
of them about them being queens on a daily basis, no matter what time it is, no matter what someone has said to them and what they have instilled in them. You keep empowering them and tell them who they really, really are.
Thank you. Yes, that is the life goal, and it has been the best decision I've ever made. I made it, like I said, even with the show, it was all about how can I empower, and I'm going to make sure that I remain the person that I am, which is someone who is positive and uplifting
Hmm.
in almost every circumstance.
Right. There was one thing we were talking about or just thinking about is what is your thought about self love, her? And you just explained that. You just elaborate and just speak on that.
Self love, we have to realize that self love is more than just, spa days and, really good selfies. Because,
Hmm.
that's kind of a good, cute hashtag now, right? Like
Right.
self love.
Yeah.
But self love is a lot about self reflection. It is about, looking at the ugly sides of you and embracing all of it. And also understanding that God is in you. And as
Hmm.
you love yourself, you are actually loving God. Like, it is a honor to God that you would be kind to yourself, that you would be conscious of the way that you treat people, that you would, take care of the people around you. All of that are aspects of self love.
And I love that. Like I said, saw so many videos of you, and I love that about you. And I love the fact that you have told women it is okay to love themselves because I think so many times, uh, especially women and mothers, they put their children first, their husband first, and then they neglect themselves, unfortunately. But then at the end of the day, they feel so bad about it that they just don't have the time left for themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've hosted events, and
Hmm.
most recently I had a vision board party to really help women, like, set some goals that are related to all the most important areas of our lives and love ourselves in the process. And I had women there saying, "Well, can I make a vision board for my son, and I need one for my family?" And I had to remind them, like, no, this is about you.
Right.
Like, this is about you taking care of you so that you can be the mother and wife that you feel called, that you are called to be. And there's a lot of women who feel guilty for
Yes.
taking care of themselves, meditating, buying themselves nice things. And, I just want them to know, as you love yourself, you are truly loving God and honoring, yourself in the best way that you can.
Absolutely. And I want you to reiterate that if you don't love yourself, you cannot truly love someone else. You know?
That's that is absolutely true. And what will happen is if you don't understand self-love, you will reject love or not be able to recognize love in its purest form because you're not even giving it to yourself.
Absolutely. You have a beautiful podcast that's out. It's called Wine with Winter. And I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Tell us a little bit about it, and we have a snippet of you doing it. Maybe we'll do that first. Let's do the snippet.
They say inside every empty bottle of wine is a great story. I am Wynter Patterson, and I would like to invite you to an intimate conversation with some interesting and accomplished friends of mine over wine. We'll talk love, self-love, and what they've overcome. Consider it inspiration over wine. So, pour your glass and join me for Wine with Wynter, Wednesday nights on Miko TV. See you there.
I love that. Why so? I love looking at that. I follow you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's talk about that. What it's about, just the different things. I'm telling you, family, you've got to see it.
You know, the tagline that you heard is inspiration over wine.
Yes.
And so I am a lover of people. I really do love people, and I love sharing positive information. And so the Wine with Winter platform, I wanted to kind of provide inspiration by hearing from people who have overcome things, who have accomplished things, how they took their leaps of faith, how they, done whatever great things that they've done in life. But I wanted to kind of give it a grown and sexy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with Wine with Winter, and we found a really great Black owned wine bar here in Houston that allowed me to host my show there. So I am able to talk to some of my castmates, some very interesting and accomplished individuals. And my hope is that you would get some sort of inspiration from it. And we also have the self-love question of the day, where I actually talk to every person that comes onto my show about self-love. So it is absolutely just fun. I love watching the show as an audience, as the
I
audience.
know.
I watch my own show like this is really good.
It's good.
And thank you. I love it. I gotta get you on.
I'm loving it. I love it. I follow you. I saw Chef Shay and just a lot of others along the way. And it's very positive. It's grown and sexy. And it's now. It's very now. It's very much now.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And looking at a lot of things that you've done, we've got to do a shout out again to your sorority, because they've already made mention that, Cam, if you don't shout us out, we're going to shut you down.
Listen, that is absolutely, I tell people that's one of the best decisions I've made in my life. The sisterhood, the values, and now my vice president.
Yes.
It's also my soror. What else can you say? What more can you say? Just the absolute best organization in the entire world, and I'm standing on that. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Absolutely. Also, publisher and author. What? You still got stuff you're doing? Oh my God. I Am a Pearl. Let's talk about that series.
So, that kind of goes along with, my desire to empower and uplift and remind women of their value. And so I Am a Pearl is based on the metaphor of the pearl and how a lot of times our existence mirrors the formation of a pearl. A pearl is formed in darkness. There are going to be dark moments in our lives. There are moments of isolation. But out of all of that still emerges this beautiful pearl that is very, very valuable. And I wanted women to understand their value, that no matter what darkness and isolation and muck you came out of, you are still absolutely beautiful and valuable. And that's been the theme of the book, and it has allowed me to touch a lot of people. So I'm so grateful for that.
Absolutely. And it's a series, and you have a publishing company. Is that
I
so?
do.
Wow.
I do. Wintertime Publishing. Yeah, I worked so hard on my book. I said, I'm going to publish this myself. That way I get to retain all of the rights and licenses and profits, and I can use this to really, bless some people. And a lot of the because I was able to self-publish, a lot of the proceeds from my books went to help start my mentorship program. So just blessings on top of blessings.
Absolutely. And let's talk about your mentorship program. Let's talk about it.
I have a mentorship program for girls 7th through 12th grade.
Right.
It is one-on-one mentoring for girls and just providing them everything that we needed adolescents. They're paired with one-on-one mentors, and it's been an awesome opportunity to touch the girls. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we have to do everything virtual, so it's not as hands-on as I'm used to, but it's still a great opportunity for us to help some girls. Everyone that comes out of my program leaves with a scholarship. So it's beautiful. I'm so happy about it.
Wow. How did that start? How did it start?
It started after I wrote my book. I wrote my book with women 25 and up in mind. And someone bought it for their daughter and came to my conference and said, "Can you please do this for my daughter? Can you take these teachings and apply it to my daughter because she needs it just like I do?" And that just set off something in my head, and I started creating events for girls, and went on to start the program. And I was surprised to see that they could ingest the material just as well as an adult could. They needed the confidence boost and everything else, and that's where it all started.
We really don't know how, in looking at adolescents and young women, and what they really have to go through as far as media, social media. You've got everything on TV, just everything out versus what we grew up. It's a lot different. It's a lot exposure, and it's a lot to take in and pressure because bullying is there, suicide, just a lot of
Yes.
things that young women, as well as men, but young women definitely have to go through at an early age.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And that's why they were able to take in the information just like an adult, like because they were dealing with those things you just named.
Right.
And so yeah, you are absolutely right.
I'm so proud that you decided to do that because of the fact that with young women, they're just in need of that. And many times parents don't know how to tell young women different, personal things, a lot of times. And I love the
Absolutely.
fact you're able to say that and speak to them.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of times where they will confide in us, their
Yes.
mentor,
Yes.
what things that they wouldn't confide in their parents. And what we do is we always back up the parent. Like it's always like, no, your mom is right. No,
Right.
you were wrong.
Hmm.
But giving them that ear and that support to say, hey, your parents really do love you and are trying to support you. So we're giving them a village outside of their home, and it really, I've seen some girls literally transform before my eyes, and that has been the biggest blessing of all.
Sounds good. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with Miss Wynter Patterson.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Light up your new year with a top-rated luxury SUV from Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 XT4 Luxury Collection for $319 a month, the new 2021 XT5 Luxury Collection for $399 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for $459 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
amazing things for you.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us. We're right back with Miss Wynter Patterson. So, Wynter, we already know you're one of the stars from Ready to Love Series 3. So excited for you. Saw the reunion. I saw the whole series, and wow, different things were happening. Love was going, people were talking about love. Why did you decide to get on the show?
You know, they started casting right around the time of quarantine. So at that time, you know, I'm not dating anyone. We're not really going out because there's not a lot going on.
Right.
And I thought, you know, what if this is where I'm going to find love? What if I need to try something non-traditional in order to meet somebody because I'm single? Whatever I've been trying isn't working. And, you know, right now, the only thing that's open is dating apps. And I don't, you know, I've done those. No, thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Today, our topic is, what do women really think? What do you really, really think? I mean, we guys are just like thinking, hey, we don't know. Look, most guys, sorry guys, they're saying, Cam, yeah, we don't know. We're clueless. We're clueless. We're just clueless. I'm going to tell you right now, we're really clueless. But in looking at it, what do you really want in a relationship, just from women in an aspect, just in a nutshell? Just really, what do you want?
I think the biggest thing that women want is good communication and honesty. I found that a lot of men are not natural communicators.
Right.
You know, just not as many words as us, right? as women. And I don't think, you know, you have to be a talker, but we just want to know, like, what are you feeling? You know, what works for you and what does not. And so I think what we're looking for is honesty and good communication. I think those are my two biggest things. And then if you can make me laugh, you got a good sense of humor and a nice body, winning.
Well, let's see something from there. Ready to Love, right? Let's see the video.
Really relaxing into a very comfortable relationship that would actually help us both grow. But I'm not sure if the feelings are reciprocal. I don't really know if Anthony is fully committed to the idea of love.
You look good, though.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, you wearing that yellow.
I appreciate
Got me saying yellow instead of yellow. Yellow.
Well, this is a special night. It's getting closer to the time. Like, we actually have been on this journey for a while now.
Right.
Do you feel like you're really here for love, or?
It's very hard, and for me to just, cause trust me, I'm romantic.
Okay.
But I already know once I make that decision, I don't want to be backfiring, be like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I want to be, once I make that commitment, oh, they gonna get all the love, all that romantic, everything. But right now, I have just put that kind of that wall up right there right now, because I'm just like, I want to make sure.
I kind of feel like you get to a point like you'll give and then stop.
And I did. I'm definitely upfront with that. I purposely did, because I wasn't. I just like, I want to be sure. But I know once I commit, it's gonna be a wrap. There's no question.
Well,
so,
you do know you kind of have to start moving towards that.
I know it's crunch time, you know what I'm saying? Feel like, you know, we definitely have a connection, so you're gonna definitely see how I feel.
I love that. I love that. What I love so much about that, Miss Wynter, you are right. You love communication. I can see it. And I love the fact that you do ask the questions.
You have to. I think, you gotta ask for what you want. Ask questions and not be afraid of the response. And that's me. You know, I'm gonna ask it. Hopefully, we're on the same page. But no, I'm going to, you know, ask the questions that I need to hear.
Do you think that's a big thing that women haven't done, is that they don't ask up front the major things, finance? Do you want children? You know, just some major things just up front, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, I know some women, including myself, will sometimes you in the past where you don't want to ask a certain thing because you're afraid of the response.
Yes.
Or you don't want to even know the response. And I don't think that that's, healthy for long term. Like, you got to be able to ask the hard questions, and, the guy has to be able to respond, respectfully, and answer the hard questions.
Right. And I love that about you in saying that, because there was one guy on there that was so funny. I think he had 5 baby mamas or 5.
Right,
but I mean, he was upfront about it. He said it, but that's
He
good to
did.
know. And whoever wanted to, be with him, they would have to deal with that.
You know what I also liked about Raymond, when the lady someone asked him, had he ever cheated before? And he said, I'm 50 years old. Of course. He's like, I can't tell you that I haven't cheated.
Right.
I thought that was so funny, just real.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we're talking about, real relationships, just really talking. And like you said, just being upfront in the communication. I think many times for men, if we say it, we know we're going to hurt the person's feelings. And I'm just going to be honest about it. What we say is we're going to hurt your feelings, because really we want to date Wynter and Jane too. I mean, we really do. But if we say that,
yeah,
that's not going to work. So we say, oh no, we really don't like her, but we like both, And that's just real.
Yeah, we dealt with that on the show, didn't we?
But those are the things. That's what I'm saying. As far as just for men, hey guys, I mean, we got to just say the real deal. If you want to, just tell her, hey. And Wynter, like you said, you might not want to hear the answer, but that was the truth. The truth is, hey, I want to date both people. And what should a woman do with that if she's saying, if she hears it?
I think you should, at that point, it's up to you to be honest with yourself and decide what it is you want.
Right.
If you meet a guy who says, hey, I'm not fully committed to this, then you have to decide, okay, am I willing to take my expectations off and just have a good time?
Right.
Or am I at the point where I want nothing but commitment and this guy's not willing to give it, so I can walk away from it?
Mm-hmm.
It's really at that point, for once you get the information, for you to self-reflect and make a decision that works for you. Everybody's not at the same stage. Right after my divorce, it was a while before I wanted commitment. So I dated a guy who we both were like, hey, let's just have a good time. Let's just go out to eat. Let's go to the movies, and it'll be and really just enjoy each other's company. And that was probably one of my best relationships ever, because we had the clear communication and we took the expectations off and just had a good time. Now, going forward, I don't know if I'm still there. But at that time, it was great.
Absolutely. The other part of it was that, and I learned this from the show, and I learned this along the way, dating. If someone says, hey, I'm dating, that means that you're not exclusive. And I think people need to understand that part. When a person is saying, I'm dating, I heard that on the show too. A young lady said, hey, I'm dating. Okay, period. Point blank. Don't ask me anything else. I'm dating.
Yeah. Yeah. Dating is not commitment. I mean, until.
And we get that messed up.
Right.
We get that part messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. I've heard about people getting upset. Like, you see a guy out somewhere and it's like, well, I was on a date with him yesterday.
Right.
Well, that was yesterday.
And the thing about it, what I love is that when a person is saying they're dating, just like you said, and then he comes out and his tires are slashed, and he's trying to figure out, well, what happened?
Right. Exactly.
So dating is not commitment. Let's just be clear.
Let's be clear, and let's ask the right questions. Ask the guy, where do you see this relationship, this situation? Yeah. What is it that you want from me? What are you willing to give?
Right.
There you go.
Right. And the other part, what I love about you and what you've said and a lot of things, evenly yoked. I don't think people understand that part about being evenly yoked.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Like there are people who are that you just don't fit for long term.
Yeah.
There are some people that you might have a great date with, great even a great conversation. That when you start, putting things on paper, it's just not adding up. Your thought process,
Hmm.
what you want in the future, what you want in a family is not lining up, and that could lead to a bad situation. That's where people, like you said, could be unequally yoked.
Yeah. The other thing everyone sometimes uh, has a problem with is the word submission. And in the Bible, they don't read the whole verse, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they don't. There's a whole
Right.
verse in there. It's not just one line. Yeah.
Right. And it includes the man too. Like
So
there's both parts are there.
yeah, and we need to tell them that part. I mean, that there's a part in there of the men. I think we just leave that part out, and it's about the women at the front, the top part.
Right. Right. And yeah, you have men that will, hammer that statement down on a woman, but it is as they are submitting to God. So if
Yes.
they are not submitting to God and getting their instructions from God, then, there's a problem. It's not, lining up. And we have to revisit this submission situation. Uh,
But right, you just said it. We have to get men. We have to get our direction from God, right, as the head. But if we're
yep.
not if we're not getting direction from God, that it stops the whole. That stops.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. The other thing is finance. That's what I loved about you. 14 years at J.P. Morgan Chase. Finance is a big, huge thing where a lot of divorces happen with finance, due to finance. Something's
Yes.
happened financially. Someone is spending more, or someone is, just different things that are happening in finance. And let's speak on that.
Yeah, I think it's for a lot of us, it's a very strange subject because of maybe our backgrounds. Whether,
Yes,
some of us, especially brown people, sometimes we came up without having a lot of money.
right,
So we're not comfortable having conversations about money.
right.
We're not comfortable with accountability as it relates to money.
Hmm.
Um, and I think, we get into these, marriages or situations not having the conversation about
Hmm.
money. And now there's a breakdown. Like, okay, how do we have credit card debt and I didn't even know you had a credit card? Or,
Right,
you know, why was this, big screen TV a priority when
right,
we don't have, the transmission is out? I
right.
mean, just things like that happen because I think sometimes we are afraid to, talk about money. We have never had it, um, or we never saw it talked about in our household.
Right.
Um, and so it can happen even when you have money. Like,
Yes.
in my situation when I was married, both my ex-husband was an engineer. I had, a great job at Chase, and there wasn't a lack of money. There was a lack of communication around money.
Yes.
And that, led to some fights and breakdowns. So it really comes back to that word that we keep saying, good communication, especially as it relates to, finances.
Especially that, and the other big thing is, and now is very huge, a lot of people don't know if they want to be married or life partners, and that's two different things. They don't know if
Yeah.
they want the paper, I heard them say the paper, or they want to live together as a life partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So you saw when Tommy corrected that, it was like, no, that's not married. He
Right.
was like, that's,
And
yes.
people need to discuss that. That is many people that are life partners. They do live together. I know some people been together like 20, 30 years, right? And we never even know until they pass away that they really were not married, like paper married. You know?
Yeah. I have a friend right now, and Lord, hope that they're not watching, but they were together. Well, I don't care because they know. But they were together 14 years, never married. We didn't know, but still had to go through the formal process of divorce. Like it
Yes.
was, So
Yes.
what benefit was it to not get married? They might as well
Yes.
have jumped the throne. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
and people need to know state of Texas. I mean, it's a community property state. It is, if you state and just different things or have different guidelines. There's different in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
The other
And I
thing
want
big
the
is
paper
children.
anyway. Like for me, for me, like let's just go ahead and do it the right way. Let's do it legally. If you are really that vested in the relationship, then why not follow the process that, is, for why not follow the process in the state of Texas? Why not do it legally?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my thoughts.
The other big thing is children. Do we want additional children as we're going along this path? We get married and all of a sudden, the guy says, "Hey, I want a child," and you're like, "I've already had all my children. I'm done. I don't want any more children." Right?
Right. Right. Or you're like me, like I don't have children and I'm okay with being the super aunt. I'm really okay with that. If I were, as I'm, thinking about the future, I'm comfortable with possibly one, but any more than that, I would not be being honest with myself or the person. So yeah, I think that's a very good conversation point up front. Funny that you mentioned that. I met a guy the other day, and for whatever reason, very young men are very attracted to me. I don't know what it is.
You look young.
Um,
You're beautiful. Me, what are you talking about?
Thank you. I met a guy who was just 30 years old, just, really getting great in his career. And we went out to dinner and he just kept talking about he has to have 3 kids, and that was like a non-negotiable. And so we had a great dinner, and that was that. I was like, because I would be being totally dishonest. I know that I could do one if that was something that me and my husband decided upon, but 3 just for me, not at this stage in my life, just doesn't work. And so we were honest about that, and we had a great lunch, and we're cool now. Just don't give me back up.
But that's non-negotiable for you too, huh? No.
Yeah, I'm like 3 kids back to back. I think that's not
That's not
not
gonna
gonna work
work.
for me.
That's not gonna. Oh
I'm
my
too
God.
busy. I got
Exactly.
too many things going on.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of things, and I heard you speak on that about, and we were talking about queendom and self-love, and just the aspect of having children, and then many women, of course, they don't look like when they first met, right? They body shame, unfortunately, themselves along the way. And the men, of course, do the same with them. Their husbands sometimes do the same thing. And you speak on that. You speak on the fact you're beautiful. You're the same person. No, I'm just saying you tell women that on a lot of times that they're the same person. And many
Oh
times they
yeah.
don't feel that.
Oh, absolutely. I do. And, I try to, help them make some positive, change their thought process on health
Right.
and how they feel about themselves. I had, a young lady who was like, I really don't, I don't look like you. And she was
Right.
talking to me, I don't look like you. I don't, you're glamorous when you go out of the house. And I'm like, you know what? Number one, I'm not, because it's not always, I promise you, I'm not always made up. But I said, I have a sense of pride in myself that I want to present that to the world. I like how I feel when I look good.
Right.
And so with her, we started talking through, that developing that sense of pride in self. Like, look at yourself before you go out, and keep fixing and tweaking until you like what you see.
Right.
So that you can present this to the world. You're beautiful already, but you feel better when you take some time and put some effort into your appearance. You feel better when you are speaking life affirming things over yourself. And so those are some things that I really try to teach the women I come across. And I've had some beautiful stories come from that.
Right.
Just making very, very small changes about thought process and effort and appearance, and understanding your value can make a world of a difference in any woman.
Absolutely. Let's do this. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with Miss Wynter Patterson.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Light up your new year with a top-rated luxury SUV from Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 XT4 Luxury Collection for $319 a month, the new 2021 XT5 Luxury Collection for $399 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for $459 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Amazing things for you.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much for coming back. We're talking to Wynter Patterson. Wynter, we were just talking about self-love, talking about women and how they need to just speak into their own selves, just speaking life to them, you know?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Every woman should be affirming herself daily, really speaking intentional words to counteract the negative and reinforce the positive in your life every day.
Absolutely. In doing so, looking at everything you've done along the way and looking at a lot of things that you have, even spiritually speaking to women about things, you have some upcoming events that are happening.
I do. So I have, I'm speaking on a panel for domestic violence survivors on Wednesday with some other very great, socialites in the city of Houston who have experienced domestic violence on some level. And I want to be clear, for me, it is, domestic violence is in a lot of forms. My ex-husband didn't physically hit me, but there were some things that, that are considered abusive that happened in my marriage. So we're giving a voice to that and helping, women to see like you can overcome this, you can come out of this better than you went in. And then I have a vision board party that's coming up on February 6th. This is vision board season. Like, I feel like the first couple months of the year, you should spend some time really loving yourself and setting some goals that are going to make you feel better about yourself, help you to accomplish everything that God has given you to accomplish. So it is really a blessing to be able to walk women through that process. And then the big announcement that I've been holding on to, I'm like, I can't wait. I am hosting a mastermind group coming up very soon, and I'm putting it together on a first come first serve basis. If anyone wants to be a part of that mastermind group, you can text Wynter, my name WYNTER, to 66866. Okay, that's the text code 66866. Text Wynter if you would like to be included in that mastermind group, and we are going to do some things that are going to take your life to the next level. I can't tell you what it is because I just can't. You just got to be in the group. But I guarantee you there's so much material that God has been feeding me over the last 3 years that I've kind of compiled, and I know that it is life-changing.
Wow, mastermind. We have a flyer for the first event that you were talking about. This is the flyer for the first event. That's it?
Yes.
Okay. And that's about that you will be speaking to other women?
Yes. So
Okay.
it is, all of these beautiful ladies on the panel talking to people who are, wanting to move forward in life, who might have been stuck, may have experienced some domestic violence, divorce. We're going to touch on all of those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We wanted to put that up. And that is going to be Wednesday. Is that right?
That is Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
Absolutely. And people, we have the information there and also how they can get tickets or so.
Yes, there is a link. There's a website on the flyer that they can go to get tickets to that. There's also a Facebook group where you can buy tickets. So yes.
And then we'll
Those
post it
tickets are
too.
on sale.
We'll also post it for Wednesday, and we'll make sure that's out in your mastermind group. What else do we have, Miss Wynter? You have a lot going on, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. So the vision board party, you can
Yes.
I'm gonna put that out today. So that flyer will be up and the link. HoustonVisionBoard.eventbrite.com. And then the mastermind group is text Wynter, my name, to 66866. And that's how you can get the information about joining the mastermind group.
Wow. We also want to remind people about your podcast. I love that. We're still doing it? What are we doing? I love it.
Yes, new episode on Wednesday.
Yes.
Wine with Wynter. That'll be out Wednesday night. If you go to YouTube, you can type in Wine with Wynter, and I'm on there with Miko TV. Miko is my producer, who I've been with for over 2 years doing this show, or doing a talk show. So I'm excited to share this new episode, and every week I got a new one. I got some of your favorites coming on there, so tune in.
And absolutely look back at some of the past ones. They're great. You'll be looking at them for a while. They're binge.
Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate you, lady, for everything. Thank you for even coming on, taking the opportunity. Thank you so much for looking for love. She's single. Still single. All of the guys ask me that. Look, they ask that question. Is she still single? They keep asking me. Yes, she's single. She's single. So Wynter, Wynter. Let's be specific.
Right. Yes, Wynter. And thank you, Cam. You have been a great host. Great questions. I love this dialogue. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much for just doing you. Thank you for representing Houston. I mean, that was pivotal in itself, just having Houston on there. Yes. Thank you so much, lady. I appreciate you. God bless you and God keep you.
Thank you. You as well.
Talk to you soon. Hey, on Wednesday, we will have Ralph Cooper, sports radio personality, 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. Bye.